There comes a time when the realization of wants and needs rationalize themselves while still allowing for the comforts and options we truly use. For me, this rationalization happened after spending significant time with a vehicle that I tried not to like. Well, I said it. I tried not to like the Sportsman 570 SP. Sure, it's good looking, and yeah, it's got lots of features and benefits and stuff that you're actually going to use that'll be tangible. But it's a 570, and who really likes a 570? Truth be told, it wasn't that long ago that a big bore with 44 horsepower would have impressed us all. I mean, heck, the 2002 Sportsman 700 only had 45 horse, and we all drooled over that. What I'm getting at is this. I'm getting older, and while I still like big horsepower, loud pipes, and a healthy amount of wheel spin, I also recognize the need for a multi-purpose, work-and-play, budget-friendly vehicle that's going to give me every bit as much all-day trailer hauling, winch pulling, elbow grease hard work as it does weekend right thumb fun. And while the peanut gallery will no doubt roll their eyes and balk at the 570cc's, I'm here to tell you, heck, I'm even going to proclaim it. This 570 ain't no slouch. In fact, this little ProStar packs a lot of punch. With 44 horsepower available to you, the only drawback would be the chassis, and seeing as this is a 570, it must be a very basic chassis, right? Not so. The Sportsman SP means you get a whole lot more than automotive stealth black paint and slick blacked out cast aluminum rims. Yep, you get the same chassis as the big bores, and that means a true dual A-arm front and rear suspension, boasting 8.2 plus inches up front and 9.5 in the rear. But it can't ride that good, it's a 570, right? Well, actually this was one of the areas where the SP won me over the most, changing my mind on what I had only assumed was an entry-level ATV. Polaris has always, in my mind, had suspension figured out. It's never been about being the lightest or the most unique in the suspension department, it's always been about working right and delivering top-notch suspension calibration. And the SP does all that. Off-camber power slides that I expected the front end to dive in, sharp, full-width washouts I braced for bottom-outs, and the always jarring phantom boulder I expected to tear the bars right out of my hands were simply not what I expected. The little 570, well, I guess I better quit referencing it as little because truth is it's just as big as its big bore siblings, but it's, in one word, game-changing. I know that's two words, but I'm just making sure you're paying attention. The standard power steering, engine braking, and active descent control all add to the feature-packed SP branding. I'm not sure if SP stands for special, super Polaris, or surprisingly powerful, but it's all those things and also significantly persuasive, as it took my preconceived notions and delivered me a whole helping of humble pie, and it tastes pretty darn good. Now don't get your hip waders all in a knot. While I am a fan of the SP, there are some things that I would definitely take a rain check on. It's not so much that I don't like them, but it's just that I don't think that they're what the upgraded price tag calls for, and I'm talking about the CST 26-inch tires. I don't know if Polaris got a big lots deal on these things because it seems like every ATV they make comes with them, but I think something a little more, well, a bit more quality like the GBC Dirt Commander Polaris still uses on the 900S Razor would be a great fit. On the other end of the spectrum, from squirting a little dirt and playing on the weekend, the workability of the SP truly caught me off guard. Now Polaris does make a utility edition with steel racks, but I'm just not that guy. I like me some clamshell storage and lock and ride smooth top racks. Not to mention, we're back to McPherson's up front if we go to the utility route. Now with a 1,500 pound towing capacity and a really solid 280 pound rack capacity, that's 180 up front and 90 in the back, the SP really does pull its weight, and it's only 80 pounds shy in the rack capacity department from the big 1000 XP Sportsman. But get this, matching in towing capacity. When I objectively look at the 570 SP, I realize that a lot of the things that I had assumed have been turned upside down. A bunch of the things I thought that I was going to gripe about actually turned out to be praiseworthy, and much of what I had assumed about entry-level displacement really is now wiped away. I know there's a 400 class entry level, but I think most folks who've owned an ATV before and are coming from something a little larger in displacement category just won't look to or be happy with a 400 or a 450. But when it comes to the 570, there's just nothing at all in the true drawback department to keep me from swinging a leg over this ATV day after day, week after week, work or play. I know I'm going to hear comments about how people think all we do is test Polarises and I'm pro Polaris, but the truth is I went into this test with expectations of disappointment. And I'll be honest, if you take out a 570 SP for a full day and put it through a real good ringing out, if you're not happy with it, well, there's definitely something wrong with one of us.
This segment is just the start for you. Click the subscribe button and become part of the Dirt Trax Nation, where you'll have access to tons of great content from all of the years past of our great stories, trail techs, and test rides.